Predators are online right now searching for your children.
We are going to be speaking about a mother's horror when she found out her 9-year-old daughter was being groomed for 4 months through the Likee app.
But this is a very dangerous application, and you need to check right now to see if your child has this application on their phone.
It looks like a copy and paste of what you see on TikTok, except there's usually a lot more children on the Like For You page since that is the main audience that the app has.
I would have to say that this app is so much worse than TikTok.
Once you upload the first video to Likee, you will be liked and followed by bots.
This person was calling the kid things like babe and sexy and you're so hot. He even dared her to send a photo of her legs.
This app needs to be taken down immediately.
Imagine your 12-year-old daughter playing her favorite game, perhaps Minecraft, Fortnite, Candy Crush, or Roblox. An ad pops up as she completes a level and she is forced to watch it to unlock the next one. It showcases a dance and lip-syncing app her friends recently discussed in school. Without hesitation, she proceeds to the download site, attracted by the app's icon featuring a white, pink, yellow, orange, and gradient purple palette. Upon launching the app, at first, her feed is flooded with lip-syncing videos from kids her age, which will later change to self-harm, sexual, and other adult content. She spends hours binge-watching that she forgets lunch altogether. Her phone beeps and she receives a message from a 15-year-old boy sharing his passion for games and hobbies. He asks to be her friend, promising to be her best online companion. She accepts excitedly, looking forward to their friendship, except she's unaware of his actual age and didn't know it's a man in his late 40s, not a boy. All his claims are a sham. He's a pedophile, undercover to get closer, later to control and manipulate her into doing things you wouldn't want to think of. Remember, I started with Imagine, but what if I tell you this is not a tragic fictional Hollywood tale? It is a true life story of families whose kids fall prey to a manipulative predator app called Likee, which was cloned to rival TikTok and almost succeeded, if not for the many scandals, lies, and dark secrets, including sextortion, blackmail, and showing age-inappropriate content to minors. Likee was even accused of storing and selling user data to the Chinese government, which led to a ban in some countries like India, resulting in the loss of millions of users overnight, and everything the company managed to build came crashing. But, on the other hand, its opponent TikTok, despite facing even greater challenges, has received unprecedented popularity, wealth, influence, and global control in recent times. With this, I guess 1,000,001 questions are running through your mind. But the real question is, how did Likee's dream of dominance become TikTok's reality? It all started with David Lee Zwelling, who was born in 1973 in the city of Shenzhen, Guangdong, a popular town in China where technology and innovation know no bounds. Shenzhen is often referred to as the Silicon Valley of China because of its continuing thriving tech industry. David grew up in a middle-class family that loved him, and because they knew he had a strong interest in tech, they would often encourage his curiosity and passion for learning, which would eventually make his future full of opportunities. He would sometimes disassemble gadgets to understand their inner workings and try to reassemble them, which he succeeded most times. He got a bachelor's degree in philosophy from Renmin University of China in 1997, and after graduation, he worked for different tech companies in China. He founded his first company, CFP.co, which was a copyright trading marketplace for journalists and amateur photographers. Then he got a job as the chief editor at NetEase to craft and communicate ideas to the Chinese public. He worked there for a couple of years before he left to pursue his entrepreneurial dreams. In the process, founded YY in 2005, which focused on providing live streaming services for online gaming entertainment, and would later change to Joy in 2020. The company started with a minimal team of 4 to 5 people who worked in small rented apartments with limited resources, few computers, a big table, and shared tasks among themselves. In other words, none of them had a specific task. They worked 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and when they started making little money, David got a bigger space, recruited more people to his team, and continued expanding till they successfully built the company from scratch. He spent several years developing YY, expanding his user base, and exploring new revenue streams. In 2014, David attended a tech conference in Beijing, China, where he was invited as a speaker to share his insights on live streaming and social media. After the presentation, he was approached by a man named Jason Hu, who was working as an engineer at the top tech firm in China and would later become David's partner. Jason was impressed by David's presentation and wanted to learn more about his experience as an entrepreneur. They exchanged contact information, and Jason sent David a message on WeChat, a popular Chinese messaging app. He wanted to know if they could catch up later at a coffee shop. David agreed, and a few days days later, they met at a coffee shop in Beijing. He was curious about David's journey with YY and asked many questions regarding his experience, challenges, and successes. As they chat, David realized that he had a strong background in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Over the next few weeks, they both met several times to discuss their shared interests and ideas. David was impressed by Jason's expertise and work ethic, and Jason was inspired by David's vision and entrepreneur spirit. One day, Jason shared an idea for an AI-powered chatbot that could revolutionize customer service. David was intrigued and saw the potential of integrating this technology into YY's platform. The conversation eventually led to the concept of Bigo technology, which would focus on developing AI-powered solutions for various industries, including live streaming and social media. So in 2016, they co-founded Bigo Technology with David as CEO and Jason as CTO. They built a team of engineers and researchers to develop innovative solutions that combine AI, ML, and live streaming. The company first created Bigo Live, a popular live streaming platform for gaming entertainment. It has gained popularity among younger generations, especially in Asia. Then in 2017, Bigo Technology founded a short-form video creation app with powered AI editing tools and social features. The app was supposed to be the company's loudest, biggest, and richest product in all aspects of tech, including wealth, fame, influence, and complete power. At first, they called it Like, but later changed it to Likee due to a trademark dispute with another company, Like Incorporated. Bigo Technology used different strategies such as running targeted paid ads on social media search engines and promoting the app on other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and other Asian platforms to bring users on board. While these strategies worked, there was one problem. Creators were not sure Likee was worth their time, making them skeptical to join. So Likee took influential marketing to the next level. David and his team decided to step up the game. They would reach out to popular creators from other social media, pay them an agreed amount to come and create and share their creativity on the app, and also influence their audience on other platforms to come join and follow them on Likee. And it worked. In the process of trying to convince influencers, the team would also promise them a lot of incentives, which they delivered at first, but would later start playing sneaky games with these influencers. Things could have been easy for Likee, but in that same era, YouTube had already launched Shorts in India and was looking forward to expanding to other countries in 2021. Instagram launched Reels and Facebook also launched Lasso. Yes, this was great competition, but because these apps had their specific main functions that the developers focused more on, the video features were more ways of expanding. Aside from that, Likee had an unfair advantage over them, so there was still a chance to make it big because it was specifically made for sharing short-form videos with inbuilt editing features. But there was a similar app launched just a year before Likee that was also struggling to gain momentum at that time, but seemed to have bigger potential. It soon circulated that Likee was copying everything directly from this app. Hold on, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about Vine, because it had already left the market before Likee arrived. Let me introduce you to TikTok, Likee's worst nightmare. We all know that TikTok started in 2016, but that's not true. It has always been there since 1983 when Zhang Yiming, the brain behind this massive success, was born in Longyan, Fujian province in China. His father was a civil servant and his mother a teacher. In other words, he was from a middle-class family. He grew up loving coding and programming, often spending hours playing with computers, teaching himself the basics of coding and software development. So, he always had it in him. He attended Nankai University in Tianjin, China, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in engineering. He worked for multiple companies, including a Chinese travel website where he worked as an engineer. When he was 26, he founded a real estate search engine company that didn't work and had to shut down. Zhang Yiming admired Silicon Valley's giants like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and others. Inspired by these people, he didn't stop even after many failures. Zhang started ByteDance in 2012 in a 4-bedroom Beijing apartment, which would later create TikTok, but we'll get there soon. Before TikTok, ByteDance created some other apps a few months after its launch. Still, the idea of the most popular product was visualized when Zhang sat on a train one day and saw a bunch of people reading news. Instead of the traditional way, newspapers, they were all reading through their phones. Hence, he immediately got the idea. What if I also create a news app, but instead of relying on people to select what they read, each person would get a personalized feed, specifically tailored to their interests, with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. With this, ByteDance created Toutiao, which means headlines in English. As Zhang imagined, Toutiao had a very powerful algorithm that recommended news specifically for every individual's interest. The more people used the app, the more the algorithm learned about them and served them better news. Seeing Seeing that headlines was doing great, ByteDance didn't want to stop there. They took the same powerful algorithm and created Douyin, a Chinese version of TikTok in 2016, which had a similar logo and features as TikTok we all know, but was only available in China. With a consistent improvement of the algorithm and business strategies, Douyin made it big in China. So ByteDance created its international version and launched it in 2017 as TikTok with a better algorithm. Shou Zichu, who worked as a CFO and president of the international business at Xiaomi and who led a team of early investors in ByteDance, would later be the CEO of TikTok in 2021. Douyin was a success in China due to the lack of similar apps and its superior algorithm. However, in the international market, it will be faced with stiff competition from tech giants like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and others with even more powerful algorithms. It seemed they were far from achieving success. And that's right, TikTok wouldn't have gotten a chance if not for the fact that these companies thought that they had already dominated the space. So they underestimated TikTok, thinking it was too late to catch up or overtake them, unless they didn't know that ByteDance team had already planned how they would play. First, they recognized that video editing was a daunting task for most people. Most video editing apps weren't free and too complex to comprehend, so they incorporated a simple editing element into TikTok and added features like filters, making it easier for creators to refine their videos without feeling apprehensive about posting them raw. Likee eventually emulated this move. To promote their TikTok, ByteDance employed various tactics including running multi-million-dollar targeted ads on other platforms and search engines, creating challenges to enhance content ideals and making it easier for users to go viral by posting simple videos. This attracted many people who had struggled to grow audience on other apps. ByteDance also collaborated with phone companies to pre-install TikTok on their devices, making it easier and accessible to new users. Unlike other social media platforms, TikTok doesn't require users to search, follow, or create an account. The suggested feed is always filled with engaging videos, making it easier to get hooked from the start. ByteDance also paid celebrities and top influencers on other social media platforms to post on TikTok, and they encouraged their audience to join and follow them. TikTok employees even went to schools recruiting creative students and to create content on TikTok in exchange for fame. When they signed up and posted a few videos, those people would manipulate the algorithm to give them views like they had promised. And most of them became famous in school and recommended it to their classmates. Things went insanely crazy when a famous Australian-American actor and a businessman named Arnold Schwarzenegger joined TikTok without getting paid to do so. This attracted more celebrities to the app. Many investors started pouring billions into TikTok, which ByteDance used for more ads. With more people joining the app, ByteDance made different acquisitions to aid the rapid growth of TikTok, one of which was Musical.ly, which was similar to TikTok, but only prominent in the US and emphasized more on using popular songs in their videos. Things stepped up when ByteDance merged Musical.ly with TikTok, and the people on Musical.ly automatically became TikTok users. They also bought a few AI companies to enhance the algorithm more. So the more people used the app, the more the algorithm understood and served them exactly what they needed, which made them consume even more content, and it became a vicious cycle of addiction. When the world was struck with COVID-19, which led to the global lockdown from 2019 to 2020, even more people joined TikTok to have fun and avoid depression. The creator counts on TikTok increased, and if you check the history of popular comedians and skit makers from countries like Nigeria, you will learn that most of them became stars during the lockdown.
At 2020, after the lockdown, and I decided to start something, and I was thinking, since the Nollywood industry was not, favorable for the girl, and I had to start something, and I started.
So what sparked it for you? I don't know. I think I've been doing it since 2017, but I became really extra during the lockdown. When I joined TikTok, I became creative. In fact, it was during TikTok I now knew I had some qualities that were really distinct.
Bigo Technology got a similar chance to make Likee the go-to app during the lockdown, but instead, Likee became the predator everyone was terrified of. As an upcoming content creator, it's tempting to follow trends and mimic others' success, even if it means straying from your niche. Initially launched as a platform for kids to dance and lip-sync, Likee's creators, Bigo Technology, desperately tried to replicate TikTok's success. However, their tactics went sour, turning Likee into the villain of the industry. When making an account on Likee, there's no age limit to filter if someone is old enough to use the app or not, so the algorithm can place and recommend content in their age category. For this, a lot of minors sign up without having their age verified, and older people also created accounts with fake age selections so that they could watch kids' content for selfish reasons. In the search bar, one could select the specific gender that they want, So the results will only provide accounts in just that selected gender. This kind of filter option is mostly for dating apps like Tinder, so it was surprising how Likee had this feature of their own. But it would soon be clear when predators start using this tool to find a bunch of minors they could victimize easily. There were no option for users to make their accounts private. So if a minor signed up on Likee to make videos and share them with their friends and family, the videos will go public, and these videos had potential to go viral because Likee was new and wanted to keep and attract new users. Minors would get creepy comments on their videos, and the more they tried to delete these comments, the more they got them. On platforms like YouTube, the comment section has been disabled on every kid's channel to protect their young creators. But it was not so on Likee. And why will it be? When the management didn't even know or care about their audience gender, age, or demographic. A lot of users reported these suspicious predator accounts, but Likee's team did nothing, and these kids kept getting sensitive comments, which you would probably think is the height of it. But it's not. Likee could have at least placed restrictions on messaging for minor accounts, but they didn't. And things went from sexual comments to perverts sending direct DMs to minors, which would soon lead to manipulation, coercion, sextortion, revenge porn, online harassment, child grooming, and more. The ability to message any user on the app, regardless of their age, caused a lot of tragedy for many minors and their families. After finding a user that fits their target, either through the gender search feature, suggested feed, or other ways, these pedophiles would slide into the DMs of minors and message them. Some would even often try to gain trust so they can carry out this act seamlessly. Others will suggest playing dangerous games like Truth or Dare, so in the process would dare a minor to send explicit photos of themselves. Because of the fear of the rules that came with the game and because of honesty, they fulfill those desires, and that becomes the beginning of sextortion and revenge porn. In other words, they use the already sent pictures to threaten and blackmail them to sending more and more of these pictures. They would often scare the minor not to discuss it with anyone, and with threats they remain silent while the bully continued. Soon, parents who were so concerned about the online presence of their kids started finding out after secretly checking their kids' phones. So they started calling out Likee and warning other parents about this horrible app. Popular news website The Sun made headlines about a mom who revealed her horror after her 9-year-old daughter sent topless pictures to a pedo on video app Likee after he threatened to take her away. The little girl was tricked into sending explicit photos to a Likee user who posed as a teenage boy and threatened to find and take her away from her mother if she didn't comply. She was groomed for 5 months before she revealed the truth to her mother, who was horrified. The mother reported the incident to the police, who tried to retrieve the deleted messages. The mother logged into her daughter's Likee account and was immediately bombarded with messages from pedophiles. They asked her to play dares and begged for explicit photos. Here are some of the messages she handed over to The Sun and the authorities. Having previously allowed her daughter to use the app, believing it to be safe, she now realized it was a haven for predators. She launched a petition to ban private messaging functions in apps aimed at children under 13. Through her awareness campaign, she warned parents about the dangers of these apps and safeguard other children from suffering the same ordeal as her daughter. As the story of Likee's dark side spread, the public began to weigh in. People shared their personal experience or those of loved ones who had encountered similar horrors on the app. Users shared their own horrific experiences with Likee in Play Store review sections. One user wrote, "I don't like the videos I saw in Likee. Almost unwanted video for me. Dancing with a bra and panty only. It seems that they are attracting sexual activity. I can learn something from educational videos." Soon, the narrative of Likee as a predator hub gained momentum, sparking a widespread concern. As the backlash grew, Likee attempted to salvage its reputation by introducing a parental control feature. However, this measure was proved ineffective. The feature would automatically turn off after a few days, once again exposing kids' profile to the public and making them easy targets for these perpetrators.
Hallo, ich bin Luisa und ich bin 12.
Wir haben uns auf einer App mehrere Tage undercover als Kinder ausgegeben.
Was machst du da?
Bist du etwas schüchtern, kann es sein?
Hier suchen Pädokriminelle den Kontakt zu Kindern.
Hilfsfeiner Süße.
Die Täter fürchten offenbar keine Konsequenzen.
Two adult journalists posing as a 13-year-old Mia and a 12-year-old Luisa conducted an experiment on the social media app Likee to test how easily cyber grooming could occur. They streamed live from fake children's bedrooms, following strict rules to ensure a legal and safe test. Within minutes, they received numerous compliments, sexually harassing comments, and cyber grooming attempts, including requests for explicit photos and meetings. Perpetrators, mostly men over 20, tried to move the conversation to private channels like WhatsApp and Instagram, where sexual assault often occurred. The experiment revealed how easily predators targeted and manipulated minors on Likee. This was published online, and a lot of people shared their stories in the comments, which you can take your time to read. In June 2020, the Indian government took a significant step to protect its citizens' data and privacy by banning Likee, along with 58 other Chinese-owned apps. This move was made citing concerns over data security, privacy violations, and potential threats to India's sovereignty and national security. The banned apps, including Likee, were found to be collecting and transmitting user data to servers located in China without proper consent or transparency. This raised concerns about the potential misuse of sensitive information, including personal data and geolocation details. The Indian government's decision was also influenced by apps' alleged ties to the Chinese government and the potential for espionage or surveillance. This caused Likee a lot of users, as India was one of the countries with more users on the app. When Likee first launched, it adopted a strategy similar to TikTok, paying influencers on other apps to post content on its platform. Initially, this approach seemed successful. A creator named Halo Haley shared her experience with Likee on her YouTube channel, revealing how an agency representing Likee approached her with a contract. She began posting on Likee, leveraging her existing fan base on other platforms to quickly amass over 2 million followers and earn verification. However, things took a turn when Haley's verification suddenly disappeared. Upon inquiring with Likee's team, she was told that the company was undergoing a revamp, resulting in the dismissal of certain employees and agencies, including the one that had signed her. The team explained that her verification was removed due to the agency's departure and offered her a chance to regain it, but only if she auditioned.
Had to audition? Why would I have to audition for a verification? Who has ever had to do that?
Haley expressed her frustration and questioning why she needed to audition when she already had a verification.
For 2 years.
Despite her reservation, Haley reluctantly agreed to the audition, which involved doing a live video to prove herself. The team also had additional requirements, which she fulfilled. However, after completing the test, she was told that her video was laggy on their end and that she needed to redo it. She complied, but despite her efforts, Likee refused to reinstate her verification, which she had held for 2 years. Feeling frustrated and disrespected, Haley left the app, promising not to return until her verification was restored. Likee even reached out to her 2 times after she left because they knew she was a great creator. They even listed her amongst the top creators, which she didn't like for some reason. They promised to raise her pay if she returned to the app, but she refused because she was only interested in her verification. To make matters worse, Haley discovered that Likee had been using her videos for commercial ads without her knowledge or consent. She was never approached for permission, and she didn't receive a single penny in compensation. While Likee's actions seemed egregious, it's essential to acknowledge that TikTok too has faced its share of controversies and darker moments that almost got it doomed.
Now to President Trump's threat to ban TikTok, the widely popular but Chinese-owned video sharing app.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok. We may be doing some other thing.
India banned the use of TikTok in their country in 2020.
I never joined TikTok. I never put it on my phone. I don't want my data being collected by ByteDance. That's the company that owns it.
Rise in teens on TikTok self-diagnosing themselves with rare mental health disorders, in most cases that they don't have, after watching videos on the social platform.
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok.
TikTok.
Predation, spying, grooming, sextortion, and data treason are a few of the many dark crimes of TikTok. Yet it surpassed Likee and became a global phenomenon. Successful and borderless as TikTok may look today, obstacles existed before it was officially launched. China has its version of the internet cut off from the rest of the world, and popular Western apps like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook have already been banned in China. Despite these hurdles, TikTok broke through the barriers and entered the international market. However, the journey to success was fraught with controversies and scandals. In 2020, the Indian government banned TikTok, resulting in the loss of over 200 million users overnight. The ban was due to the allegations that TikTok stored user data outside India, making it vulnerable to foreign access and posing a perceived threat to India's sovereignty and integrity. As ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, struggled to recover from the Indian ban, the US government was already threatening to ban the app unless ByteDance sold it to a US conglomerate like Microsoft. The US government viewed TikTok as a security risk due to its Chinese ownership, fearing that the Chinese government could access user data through ByteDance. Several colleges took a proactive stance against TikTok's data collection practices by by restricting access to the app on government-issued devices. Some universities like the University of Texas at Austin, the University of Oklahoma, the University of Arkansas, and Auburn University blocked access to TikTok on the institution-issued devices, ensuring students' information stayed safe and secure. While TikTok was facing serious pressure from the US, they were also trying to please the Chinese authorities, who had strict regulation and censorship requirements to adhere to. The app had to maintain ties with Chinese state-owned companies, walking a tightrope between pleasing its home country and expanding globally. The company paid millions of dollars for knowingly collecting private information about children without parental consent. A Wall Street Journal investigation revealed that TikTok's algorithm was flooding some teens' For You pages with videos promoting weight loss and eating disorders. Influencers in those videos showcase their daily food intake, often consuming fewer calories than recommended by the FDA. A girl who struggled with an eating disorder was shocked to see ads for harmful diet videos on her TikTok. When she complained in a video, her post got deleted.
Because I said this app is promoting eating disorders.
This was very unfair. It seems the platform prioritizes profits over user safety, allowing harmful content to spread. While this content might have been helpful for some, it was harmful to others who tried to emulate these restrictive eating habits. Likee's scandals seem like the tip of the iceberg when you think of TikTok's numerous predator scandals. One of the most creepy and horrifying ones is that of a creator named Buddy Haynes, with a TikTok username, The Buddy, who became TikTok's dirtiest predator after countless attempts of meeting minors and sending them age-inappropriate private messages. He lured thousands of TikTok followers, showcasing his dancing skills and gamer persona. As his popularity grew, so did his ego, and he began to post provocative videos and duetting videos of underage girls. YouTubers like SunnyV2, Bionic Pig, The Asher Show, and Jay Aubrey started exposing his true nature, revealing the creepy TikTok duets with videos of minors and disturbing messages he sent to them. The evidence mounted, and Buddy's empire began to crumble. He desperately tried to cover his tracks, claiming he was hacked, but the truth was too damning. Law enforcement got involved, but they seemed uninterested, and the Buddy resumed his predatory behavior, thinking he was above the law. But his next move would be his downfall. A clever catfish posing as a 17-year-old girl lured him into a trap, and he agreed to meet her, except she was non-existent. The confrontation that followed was his most embarrassing moment.
How are you?
Doing good.
Good.
What you up to?
I'm just hanging out.
Just hanging out?
Yep.
Not meeting a friend?
No.
So you don't know anyone by the name of Cat?
No. I don't know anybody named Cat.
You weren't meeting anyone here by 6?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
His online presence began to fade, and rumors of his arrest circulated. But 18 months later, he resurfaced with a new YouTube channel. Determined to clear his name, in a campfire chat, he revealed his motives and claimed to be seeking redemption. But has he truly learned his lesson, or is this just another ploy to manipulate the masses? The Buddy story is a chilling reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows of TikTok. There was a time when people started questioning TikTok's child safety. The government even questioned TikTok's CEO as to why kids were not on TikTok, because it became suspicious.
Well, then why don't you let your 8-year-old child on TikTok?
I have seen these news articles. I would like to address that. My kids live in Singapore, and in Singapore, we do not have the under 13 experience. If they lived here in the United States, I'll let them use the under 13 experience.
TikTok's algorithm can be a dangerous rabbit hole by curating content based on user engagement. If you frequently interact with sad or depressing videos, the app will assume that's what you want to see flood your feed with similar content. While the algorithm isn't intentionally trying to harm users, it's designed to keep them hooked on the platform. However, this can have devastating consequences for individuals already struggling with mental health issues. As you continue to engage with this content, your feed will become increasingly dark and depressing, exposing you to the most unmoderated corners of TikTok. TikTok's censorship policies are problematic, with moderators instructed to restrict videos from users who appear ugly or have disabilities. According to leaked moderation guidelines, content from chubby users, individuals with Down syndromes, or creators who post from a poor location should be restricted. TikTok claimed this was to prevent cyberbullying. However, some critics argue that TikTok's true intention is to curate a platform showcasing only desirable and attractive content by restricting videos from users who don't fit their aesthetic standards. Regardless of these heart-burning controversies, video tech giants like YouTube, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, and Netflix are quaking in their boots as TikTok dominates the industry with lightning speed. The burning question on everyone's mind is, why couldn't Likee succeed? succeed with few scandals, but TikTok did with a bunch of them. The short answer is negligence and inaction. As ByteDance worked tirelessly to resolve the issue with governments and individuals, Bigo Technology was too busy desperately promoting Likee and fighting to keep up with TikTok. In their haste, they completely ignored and even stopped caring for their users and signees, leaving them to struggle with banned accounts, deleted content, unaddressed appeals. Creators were frustrated with bot accounts, flooding live sessions with automated comments, making the platform seem like an empty space. Users were also having problems with their Likee accounts, including the ban or deletion of their original content, and even after appealing, their problems never got resolved. To make matters worse, others who wanted to make the most of the platform left reviews on the Play Store detailing their issues, but Bigo seemed to turn a blind eye, doing nothing to address their concerns, unlike TikTok, which strictly prohibits bots and has moderators to detect and delete fake accounts. When creating an account on TikTok or logging in after a long time, you will be served a cash puzzle to complete, and unless you do, you won't be allowed to create an account. Likee's lack of action shows that they didn't care about their users, they only wanted growth and dominance. Under CEO Shozi Shu's leadership, TikTok has been working diligently to address concerns and collaborate with authorities by providing documents, information, and recover deleted messages to support investigation into pedophilia and child grooming, demonstrating their commitment to safety, especially to young audience. Shu has successfully navigated issues with the US government while maintaining strong ties with China. TikTok later adopts a non-censorship approach, allowing users to post freely as long as their content meets community standards. This means anyone can share their thoughts and creativity on TikTok, regardless of their physical appearance or background, without fear of deletion or censorship. As long as the content aligns with TikTok's community guidelines, users can express themselves authentically. With TikTok's massive success, it's unlikely Bigo can redeem Likee. The lesson is clear. Never prioritize your wants over your customers' needs. Give them what they want, not what you want them to have. Keep in mind that TikTok's phenomenon began the moment you heard of the app, not when you started using it. The catchy brand name and innocent-looking black logo belie an algorithm designed to keep you hooked. The more you consume, the more you stay. And the more addicted you become, you can't stop even when you want to. And this means more advertisers, more investors, more users, more dominance for TikTok. Great giant army. Now you know how TikTok pulled through tight situations. You might want to start your business and become your own boss, but you're skeptical because you feel that you don't have enough resources. Well, while waiting for our next video, click the thumbnail on your screen at the end of this video or check the first link in my description to watch the fascinating story of a teenage boy, son of a fisherman who built a whole fashion empire with $0.